Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Over the past few months, I have seen a lot of people beat Elden Ring in many sorts of ways. Either it is one hand, no hands, or even at level 1. Damn, level 1, that's impressive. So, I decided to beat Elden Ring as well. What makes this run special? Well, I'll let the past me explain it to you. This is my first ever Souls game. I'm playing with a keyboard and mouse. I'm playing on a PC that has lower specs than the minimum system requirements of the game. So this is gonna be fun. So I will be beating Elden Ring on a keyboard and mouse. Even if you haven't played Elden Ring before, I made sure to make this video entertaining. You won't regret it. Speaking of things you won't regret, you should subscribe. This video took a long time to make, more than a month actually, so I would really appreciate your support. Also, side note, some of the footage is B-roll footage. You may see my health increase in 1 or 2 parts. Our journey continues right after Renala. The first order of business was to take revenge on the Tree Sentinel. And if you're wondering why I'm not sporting the latest strip, then don't worry, it will happen later. Just not now, because I'm poor. I managed to beat him without dying, since I guess I would be considered overpowered in Limgrave at this point. Then I decided to farm some bosses before moving on to the capital. I did the Erdtree Avatar, Commander O'Neill, and some other dungeons that I missed before. I was winning these fights in 1 or 2 tries. And most of the time I was fighting them by myself, without summoning other players. I only summoned other players for the bosses that were not essential, or I had already seen before. Although there was this one fight in Guile that was just so goddamn unfair. Okay, yeah, he's easy. I got this.
Here comes a new challenger!
What the fuck? I would like to apologize to Karen for summoning you 3 times and then dying 3 times. Thank you for your service, and thank you for not calling my manager.
Fuck you! No, not enough!
Here I should mention that I did some of the fights off camera. The reason being they were either reskin of a previous boss, or I just went in thinking that I would just learn their movesets and then die, but instead I defeated them because I'm just that awesome. An example of that was the Tree Sentinel fight right outside the capital gate, which was surprisingly easy. At this point I was feeling confident and a little bit cocky. Enough to finally enter the so much talked about Lindale Royal Capital. Although seeing the Erdtree this close for the first time was something else. Praise the Erdtree. Entering the capital and seeing the site at a whopping 900p and 49 FPS is truly remarkable. Also, the entrance musicians are quirky, I guess. Also, I did see PewDiePie doing this trick in his video.
Makes me anxious.
So I thought if he can do it, then so can I. %50 success is also success. And you know what? I stand corrected. This area was not at all that hard. I guess all that leveling up paid off. But don't worry, I had other ways to even the odds. Although not everybody in the capital had murder on their mind. Some just liked to vibe. So I sat down and just took a breather. Melina finally came to talk to me. After half the freaking game was done, although she only came to say now that I did the thing for her, she was going to leave. Conversation went something like this.
Let me smash.
No.
Let me smash.
No.
Let me smash.
No.
I was suggested to go go-karting to get over this breakup. Let's just say I was unpleasantly surprised. guess go-karting in the lands between is a very extreme sport. Next up, Spirit of the First King Consort, the first Tarnished, the first Elden Lord of the lands between, the Spirit of Godfrey. He was a legendary warrior in his time, and I could only imagine how many tries it would take to defeat. Yeah, I got him first try. I guess you can say he was only a ghost of his former self. I got my introduction to the Black Knife Assassin. Definitely deserved that after that horrible joke. Next up was Morgoth, the Omen King. The Omen child who was left in the gutters to die, rose to power all on his own and swore an oath to be the gatekeeper of the Earth Tree and the Elden Ring. I could only imagine how many tries. Okay, I'm sensing a pattern here. I cannot be defeating everyone first try, even with the help of Melina. Selfish bitch. Maybe I am the true Elden Lord. Now Melina shamelessly came back to ask even more favors of me.
Hello again, old friend.
Let me smash.
No.
Let me smash.
No.
I obliged because this time our interests aligned, and I'm not just talking about her poop. Now it was time to move on to my least favorite place in the game. I hate this game so much. Eventually I made it to the Mountaintop of Giants, met Shabriri, got killed by a bird, lived an actual episode of Attack on Titan. Now, if you have played Elden Ring, you may or may not have heard about this very underused weapon called Rivers of Blood, which sounds more like a menstrual phase than a katana. But yeah, this katana is super good. I'm surprised no one else uses it. Now with Rivers of Blood in my hand, only one thing came in my mind. Who the fuck named this sword Rivers of Blood? Now it was time for the Radahn festival, which sounds a lot more festive than it is. And I'm just gonna play the intro in case you don't know who Radahn is.
Before we begin, allow me to paint you the full picture. General Radahn is cursed ever to wander. Eaten from the inside by Melania's scarlet rot, his wits are long gone. Now he gathers the corpses of former friends and foes alike, gorging on them like a dog.
And now I think Zanny said it best.
Now go kill him, the game says.
The thing about Radahn is that just getting to him is a challenge. But not for me, of course. I can handle him. I'll dodge the next one. Now you can summon other NPCs in this battle. And you can do that multiple times. I know this can be considered easy mode. But I think you're not taking into consideration one significant factor. I am freaking terrified of this guy. Just look at him. Although Rivers of Blood help. And then he does this move. did get him second try though. This victory gave me a massive boost of confidence. So much so that I did what I could never do before. Actually talk to a random woman. Hey girl, are you a hidden wall? Because I want to hit on you to access your special areas. After all this, I started thinking about what ending I should get because I knew there are multiple endings. I decided to go with Rani's ending. This helpful chart I found on Reddit may or may not have influenced my decision. Her questline is long and hard at times, so I thought I should get it out of the way in my first playthrough. I went to Nokron, which is a beautiful place by the way. There is a special place in hell for people like you, message guy. Although one good thing about Nokron is that I got the answer of a lifelong question that I had. Oh stars of the eternal Nokron city, show me the one who is the most handsome and the most desirable man in the lands between. I knew it! I finished Rani's quest mostly without recording it. I finally wasn't maidenless anymore. Even though my maiden is kind of like the moon and I rarely ever see her.
That's rough, buddy.
Hey Shabiri, how's it going, man? Oh, that's so weird. He's gone. And he dropped all his stuff. I guess I'll keep it now. Now with the drip taken care of, it was time for the fire giant. Dude, I beat Radahn. What chance do you have? I got into the second phase. Now it should be easy as I have more number of legs than him. I did remember someone summoning Alexander for this fight, so I tried that, but where is Alexander?
Look at Randy Orton slithering.
Watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out!
Gelmir? Volcano Manor? Jarburg? Oh, I have to progress his quest far enough. Well, I guess we are doing that now. And then after meeting him a couple times in different locations, he was finally here to fight alongside me. And it worked. Surprisingly, both Alexander and the Mimic stayed alive till the end. Now it was time to finally commit a cardinal sin. Touch a woman. It was so powerful that I went unconscious and woke up in Detroit. Honestly, not a cool place to call home. "90-Day Fiancé Rejected Couples" was next. People say that they are the most annoying enemies to fight. Which was a bummer because I had my sleep arrows ready and everything. Speaking of sleep, I guess this guy didn't get enough. Then it was time to complete Alexander's quest. He wanted to go out fighting like a true warrior, so I made his wish come true. Although that doesn't mean I was going to hold back. Get wrecked, noob. Can't even land a hit. But seriously though, rest in peace, buddy. Although I guess karma is real because then this happened. stupid fucking dog, I'll kill every single one of your kind, pathetic Then it was time for Malekith, the Black Blade, the protector of the Rune of Death. And let me tell ya, this guy lives up to his reputation. His first phase is surprisingly easy. But he more than makes up for it in his more anime-like second phase. I lasted a glorious 7 seconds in his second phase. This wasn't gonna be easy. I got close a few times, but his attacks are so strong that one mistake from me would result in losing 90% of my health. Add to that, he jumps around a lot, so it becomes really hard to land some combos for the bleed build-up. This one move, I absolutely hate it. I thought maybe I can give him Scarlet Rot using the Rotting Dragon Breath. The plan sure worked, but not fast enough. In the right next attempt, I got so lucky that my Mimic got a stun right at the start of the second phase. And also a bleed. I think it is safe to say that the Mimic was the MVP of that fight. From there, I released the Rune of Death, watched everybody freak out over the Earth Tree,
Ma! Call the fucking cops!
and arrived in Lendale, Ashen capital. Then I was betrayed by the nerd Gideon, just oozing absolute soy boy energy. Gideon the all-knowing, more like Gideon the dead all over. Got him.
Alas, I am returned.
Next, it was time for Godfrey, the first Elden Lord. For real this time. How is it that my first attempt is always so bad? After some help from the Mimic, I did reach his second phase. Very cool sequence, by the way. Now before this raging maniac kills me, I should mention that I decided that I will not summon any external help for the last 4 to 6 bosses. I wanted to defeat them myself. Mimic counts as myself as well. Okay, now back to dying. You may have noticed a change. Between the previous segment and now, a lot has changed. You can see I'm wearing Blide's armor. I'm not ready to discuss what happened just yet. But yeah, Godfrey was no more. Although it was the Mimic that landed the final blow. But since the Mimic is just me, but wider, it counts as me killing him. Before dying, Godfrey does say the lance between equivalent of GG well played. So he's a Chad in my book. Now before I entered the Earth Tree and fulfill my destiny, there was one more matter to attend to. This is Malenia, Blade of Mikela. Because she literally has blades coming out of her. Oh my god, someone kill it with fire.
And I have never known defeat.
Yeah, and I have never felt what it is like to be loved. But you don't hear me boasting about it. Malenia has a reputation of being the hardest boss in this game. Mostly because of one move. What the fuck is this anyway? But the thing Malenia cannot handle is blood loss. Now what would happen if she has to face two idiots with rivers of blood just spamming Corpse Piler? I guess I hurt Miyazaki's feelings here because the game crashed. Not to worry, I have done this once, I can do it again. Not the cleanest first phase, but I got it, so no harm, no foul, and it crashed again. Okay, so Elden Ring likes to corrupt its own files from time to time. This was added as an extra level of difficulty for the players to teach them how to verify Steam game files' integrity. And with my fourth attempt, it finally happened. Bro, she dropped all her armor. Now she'll be so much easier to kill. Although, the simping worked, and she finally gave in. I had defeated the hardest boss in this game by myself. Now, I was unstoppable. It was time for the final battle. I have beaten Malenia, Radagon of the Golden Order. You are nothing compared to me now. Okay, yeah, so Radagon is apparently the hardest boss in this game I have faced yet. The fact that I was fighting him with my Vagabond armor really didn't help my chances. Now after a lot of attempts, I had finally beaten Elden Ring. I feel so proud of myself that I was able to do this. I'm not gonna lie, I had my doubts that if I will ever be able to do it. Wait, what the fuck is happening? What the shit? To even attempt Elden Beast again, I had to fight Radagon again. So that was fun. Ha! So predictable. That was so pathetic, man. Seriously. Oh! I'm sorry. Oh! But after a while, I got the hang of it. It was time to rethink my strategy. So after scrolling through Reddit for the rest of the day, I had the brilliant idea. Bro, just level up vigor. I also gave my mimic the seal to do incantations just so he could heal himself. But he thought he would do the 420 ultra epic gamer move and breathe Scarlet Rot on the boss. Which would have been fine in any other case. But both Radagon and Elden Beast are immune to Scarlet Rot. But despite the best efforts of my mimic to sabotage it, I was able to pull it off, based on pure skill of course. Then it was on to the Elden Beast. Now I have to admit that I'm pretty confident that I can beat the Elden Beast alone. His moves are easy to see coming, and even though I get hit sometimes, they don't hurt as much, and my Moonwell does a lot of damage. Now after 130 plus hours, I had finally done it. I had finally beaten Elden Ring. Now, as previously discussed, I was going for Rani's ending. By the way, fun fact, Rani means queen in Hindi. And me choosing this ending has nothing to do with the also previously mentioned chart, the fact that Rani means queen in Hindi, or that I consider Rani my queen, as in if she were a Twitch streamer, I would donate my life savings just to hear her say my name.
Let us go together. My dear consort eternal.